Premier League is back, baby. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel. Forget AFCON, forget the FA Cup. We're back with Matchweek 22. And Matchweek 19, 20 and 21 was somewhat crazy, it has to be said, but very, very great to be with you guys. We're Matchweek 22, and we have some absolute crackers of games to discuss as well. But I must introduce my guest. It is the lovely Chris Forryan from Leicester Till I Die. Welcome to the channel, I think, for the first time ever. It has been a long time coming, but I'm glad I've managed to get you on. How are you, sir?
Lovely Chris Forryan. I'm going to edit that and save that. When I'm feeling a bit down, play it back to myself. I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm actually looking forward to the Premier League this weekend. Obviously, there is one game, I think, this evening, which I think West Ham against Norwich. That's obviously a rescheduled game. And I know the Tottenham are playing Chelsea as well. But yeah, there's some very big games. A lot of talking points as well to talk about. But we will get into it very, very quickly. Hello to Mr. Glenn Kitely. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you are well. Hope the power is back as well. Hello to the lovely Hella as well. Hello to Niall Kane. Hello to Sebastian as well. And hello to Pete Shepherd, all the way in the States. I hope we postpone just to wind up Merseyside even more. Well. We will get to that. Very evening to Anthony and to Nipun as well.
I was just checking then. Do you know what, Doug? The 16 games that have been postponed that they're going to have to fit in at some point.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, that.
Oh, I don't know how they're going to do it. I just hope our game goes ahead. I'm missing football.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. It's just very, very interesting. Always Millwall Livingston. I'm going for. Oh, Jesus Christ! If that's a 9-9 draw, Niall, I like that. That'll just be a crazy game. Hello to James Dunlop as well. What's your prediction for today's Chelsea game? Very, very quick. Yeah, they're playing Tottenham. I think Chelsea will go through Tottenham like a knife through butter, and I'm going 3-0 Chelsea. I think Chelsea will be very interesting. What did you mean they'll play Chelsea? Sebastian, Barca Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup also right now. If I'm being honest, I don't really care. Hello to Cedric Lopez as well. Big up Douglas.
The Spanish called it the Super Cup. That's why I call it the Super Cup and not the Community Shield.
Yeah, that is very true. Big up Douglas and Christopher. How he's using your catchphrase. How the devil are we today? Right, we will do the first game, and everyone remembers the games between Brighton and Crystal Palace. Now, this game is a derby. Now, I have the actual. I can't believe this is a derby, but I'll give you the actual. Give you the actual record between the two sides. So this is the 109th meeting between the two. Brighton and Hove Albion, 40 wins. There have been 28 draws. Crystal Palace, 40 wins. So there is nothing separating either of these two. And apparently, Palace have won 5 cup games and Brighton have won 3. And in the league, Brighton have won 37 games and Palace have won 35. So, does everyone see a draw written all over this? Because I quite clearly see a draw written all over this. Basically, first things first. Crystal Palace went through against Millwall, which I'm very, very happy about because I absolutely hate Millwall. Yeah. So they went through 2-1 in the FA Cup, and also Brighton went through against West Brom in the FA Cup as well. Chris, how do you see this one going?
You can't put a piece of paper between them, can you?
No.
And they're both having seasons. I mean, I predicted these two to actually be in a relegation fight, which just shows what I know about football. Brighton and Palace, it has got draw written all over. I mean, Palace, they've only won 2 of the last 5, I noticed, but then Brighton have only won 2 of the last 5. You can't split them up however you try. It's at Brighton. I'm going to go 1-1.
Believe it or not, that's my prediction as well. Because it's one of those games where it's on a Friday night. You fully expect it to be a draw. I fully expect it to be a draw, and I can't wait to see what the comments actually say. Guys, get your predictions in as always. Get your predictions in the live chat as well, and I'll read some of yours out. Sorry a minute. Good evening from Ireland. Hello to Alan C. Thank you for tuning in. Isn't it a rivalry, not a derby? Well, it is the M23 Derby, because apparently they're the two closest teams in Sussex and what was it? Croydon, apparently, which is very, very weird. Anyway, but I won't get into the logistics of it anyway. Hella's gone for a 2-1 to Brighton. Very interesting. Brighton actually have not won any of the last 5 meetings against Crystal Palace, so they are due a win against Palace, but I think this has got draw written all over it. Brighton 1, Palace 1, says James. 1-1, don't see a winner anywhere. Brighton 2, Palace 2, says Sebastian. The good old Millwall brick. Yeah, Michael Olise was hit by a bottle. Stay classy, Millwall fans. Tough one, Edge to Palace 2-1. 40 plus 28 plus 40 is 108. Yeah, this is the 109th meeting this week. That's what I meant to say. It's the 109th meeting this week. I knew it added up to 108. But what I'm saying is it is the actual 109th meeting between these two.
Brighton 1, Palace 1.
I'm going Brighton 2-1, says Pete. 1-1, says Reese. 2 draw. 2-1, says Nadir. And good evening to S33K _1, scoring for a 2-1 to Palace. So a lot of interesting. Surprisingly, yes, indeed. But yeah, I think with obviously Zaha, it's that AFCON. I think Equatorial Guinea and Ivory Coast are actually kicking off at the moment. But Palace without Zaha, they've still got Elise, they've still got Edward, they've still got Eze to come back in as well. I don't think they'll miss Zaha too much. I really, really don't. And Ayew, he's been hit and miss this season as well. So Brighton, their big miss is Basuma by a long, long way. A long, long way. So I do think it'll be a 1-1 draw. So we move on to another game where, well, is this really a title decider? I'll let you guys decide. It is Manchester City against Chelsea. Last 5 meetings, 3 wins to City, 2 wins to Chelsea. Last result was a 2-1 win to Chelsea. Both of these sides went through pretty comfortably in the FA Cup. It was a 4-1 win to Man City and a 5-1 win to Chelsea. Most people will probably go for a home win in this one, but Chris, can you see Chelsea getting anything out of this?
Yeah, Chelsea were my tip to actually win the league at the start of the season, and they've been disappointing, to be honest. I mean, they're already 10 points behind Man City. If Man City win this, I mean, you're talking, 13 points. That's a lot to claw back. And Chelsea, like I say, Man City, 5 in 5 they've won. They're just grinding the results out this season. Chelsea, they say this Lukaku saga's sort of sorted out, but is it? What's going on behind the scenes? We all know these days, player power seems to play a lot more than it used to. But I've got to go for Man City win. I mean, as I say, I picked Chelsea to win the thing overall. Is it a title decider? It's not far off that. And I've got to now say, I think Man City are going to win the league.
Yeah.
So
I know. I think the thing is, Man City would have to lose 4 or 5 games, and I just don't see City losing 4 or 5 games. And Liverpool are going to have to win all their remaining games to stand any chance of a City slip up. Yeah, I have to agree. So, what score are you going for?
I'm going to go 2-1 Man City.
Yeah, I absolutely think that could be it. I'm going to go 1 goal more. I think City will win 3-1. I think it'll be a comfortable afternoon for City. I just think that City will be too much for Chelsea. Unfortunately, I'm saying 3-1 Man City, says Sportcat1. No, we're in the title race on the 28th. You're welcome. Someone in the comments, get rid of Matthew Warrington, please. Not having comments like that. City 1, Chelsea 1, says Hella. 3-1 Man City, says Niall. So going the same as me. 3-1 City, says Shane. City take it 1-0, says Pete. 3-1 Manchester City. Wasn't the last result 1-0 victory to City? At the Etihad, you guys won the last meeting. So it's at the Etihad, Sportcat. Man City 2, Chelsea 1. City would have to lose at least 4 or 5 games for the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea to catch up. Can't see it, to be honest. Nope, I cannot either. Nadir says a 2-0 win to City. Reese was going for 1-0 City. 1-0 City, says Cedric. And Ant's going for 4-0 City. Wow. Imagine that. I think that could be something. Could be something.
Yeah, you call us to the mass there, Ant.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh my goodness me. The next game involves Chris's team, and it is Burnley against Leicester City. Now, it is 2 wins to Leicester, 2 draws, 1 win to Burnley. Last result was a 1-1 draw at Turf Moor. But my goodness me, Burnley are in total disarray. I have to ask you this. Now, obviously, Chris Wood, obviously ex of Leicester City, ex Leeds. He's now going to Newcastle United. Newcastle United are strengthening where they are, in fact. But Burnley are being weakened ever so slightly. What do you make of this transfer?
I spoke, we both know Dan from Turf Moor House TV, and I spoke to him the other day. I sort of dipped my toe in the water. I didn't want to go in too big. He was fuming. I mean, obviously we had Chris Wood, and I always rated the guy. I mean, he came to us being a free scorer. I think he got 6 goals in one game. I think on his scorecard, but and I've rated him at Burnley, and he's always sort of caused us problems whenever we've gone back there. It's great. I mean, the local paper's saying, it's done us a huge favour. Thank you, Newcastle, for that. The problem is that he had a release clause, which. Newcastle were in and said, right, you want 20 million, here's 20 million. Because to them, 20 million, it's like pocket change, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know what you do if you're Chris Wood, because are you seriously is he going to be the striker that's going to be there in 3 or 4 years' time when they are probably challenging for the Premier League and possibly Champions League, etc.? Or are they going to be then, by that stage, at bigger names? That said, the sort of money that he's going to be on, I don't suppose he gives a damn. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But, I mean, I am happy that he's gone. I think it's the weirdest decision. But, I mean, Burnley didn't want to let him go, but they hadn't got any choice. And
yeah.
I don't suppose they ever envisaged that sort of thing happening. Of course, Eddie Howe knows him because Eddie Howe was at Burnley for a while.
Yeah, he's getting his wee crew back. He's getting Trippier back. He's getting Wood back. The weirdest thing would be if Newcastle sent Hendrick back to Burnley, because he has done naff all in that Newcastle side.
They can have Perez back from us as well, by the way. I don't think Burnley. I mean, I lived in Burnley my kids were all born in Burnley, so I have like a little affiliation for them. But this is the season. I mean, they only just stayed up last season.
Yeah.
But I think this is the season because we think Newcastle will probably buy their way out of it. And then you got Watford in free fall. Leeds, well, they beat Burnley. I mean, if Burnley aren't beating the likes of Leeds, who are sort of down there with them, that says it all. So there was a bit of a VAR controversy in the game earlier in the season, but I can't. Depends who we've got back because we've got we had when we played the FA Cup, we actually had 6 under-23s on the pitch at the end of the game. That said, all those 6 put in more effort than a certain Mr. Perez did. So I don't know what team's going to go out, but I think they're just going to be so down. You know, I mean, however, Sean Dyche needs to be a miracle worker to get that team up and really going and what have you. But he can do. But I'm going to go. It is going to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
I am a bit nervous because I say that we are with our injury list and COVID and AFCON and everything.
Yeah.
And Burnley, I think, he will, if anybody can get a team in that situation and with what's just happened up and raring to go, it's Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for a very tight 1-0 to Leicester.
1-0 Leicester. I think you'll have too much for them. I think you'll have too much for them, in all honesty. I've gone 2-0 to Leicester. Obviously, also talking about Leicester, Kelechi Iheanacho scored the winner for Nigeria yesterday. Have you seen the goal?
Yes, I have. He took it rather well, didn't he?
It was a cracking strike. And guys, I did a watch along yesterday. If you want to go and see my reaction to it, it was some strike. It was some strike.
And yet he still can't get into a starting place in our team.
I know. It's weird. It is very weird.
I just hope Brendan was watching that.
Yeah,
because he was our top scorer last season, and he can't even get a first team start. I don't know. I think it's a shame. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see somebody coming in for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely. Ant thinks it's going to be postponed. It could possibly be. 2-0 Leicester. Bloody Burnley, Cedric Lopez. 3-0 Leicester, says Sebastian. Unfortunately, let's boil that piss. Yeah, I know what that's about. Burnley 1, Leicester 3. Burnley 1, Leicester 2. Chris Wood leaving Burnley is a real blow for them. Yeah. I struggle to see where the goals are coming from in there. I think you've got Jay Rodriguez, you've got Matish Vidra, and you got Ashley Barnes, who for me is past it. I think he is past it, unfortunately. Burnley 0, Leicester 3. Brexit team versus darts team. Burnley 0, Leicester 2. Going to Turf Moor is always difficult. It is a difficult place to go to. Maybe not this season, though. Has to be said. Easy win, Leicester 3-0. Salah failing in DD. I knew that was coming up. Salah was non-existent yesterday, and I actually thought Nigeria were very, very impressive yesterday. Deserved to win against Egypt. Although Egypt were very non-existent, and this is the thing: if you have a player who's as good as Salah, and your other teammates are no very, very good, then you can't exactly rely on Mo Salah. And it looked like yesterday the Egypt were relying on Mo Salah more than Liverpool were. So that says, where's Chris Wood going? He's going to Newcastle for 25 million, 20 million and 20 million buyout clause and 5 million add-ons. Very, very strange. Anyway, he's off to Newcastle. Sebastian. Well, the next game is I'm calling a 6-pointer. Newcastle against Watford. It's 1 win apiece and 3 draws. Last meeting was a 1-1 draw. But with a signing like Chris Wood that is coming from absolutely nowhere, Newcastle obviously had a striker list. They probably have a Divock Origi in there. They've obviously Chris Wood in there. I would imagine they probably have a championship striker in there. I think Dominic Solanke was on that list, I believe, which is weird. I'm trying to get his all the crew back together, as I was saying. But with a signing like this, Newcastle will be buoyed about this. But if you're Watford, I mean, I saw them against Leicester in the FA Cup, and I thought they were dreadful. So I look at this game, and I think this is must-win for both teams. And I think whoever loses, if Watford lose, I think it's the end of Ranieri, unfortunately. I think there's been a lot of talk about Ranieri potentially losing his job. How do you see this one going?
You can see this one, what we call being the last game on Match of the Day. It is a 6-pointer, and there's going to be two sides that are very, very nervous, and you're going to have, that doesn't help towards an exciting, free-flowing game, which refers back to my sort of last show on Match of the Day comment. The thing with Chris Wood, and I've just mentioned him, but it's not like, it's not like they've signed Mo Salah or a Jamie,
No.
Vardy. He's not. He's not very great with. He gets you goals. He's reliable and he causes defenses problems. But he's not going to come in and get you 2 goals a game.
No.
Watford, they've lost 5 on 5. Ranieri was the weirdest decision I think I've ever seen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love Ranieri, what he did for us. I always will. But you have to take on that it wasn't all him. The fact that the squad that he took over, we'd just gone through the Great Escape. Nigel Pearson had a lot to do with that. And Ranieri came in. But that said, he still won it. But when you look at the fact that Fulham took him the other season and he didn't keep Fulham up, why do you then presume that he's the guy to come into your club and keep you up? And I predicted he wouldn't last the season. Like you say, he will be gone. I can see I did predict Watford could go down. I think they will do. I can see this being, as I say, a tight game, not many goals. But I just think Newcastle, it's at home. They've got that amazing crowd behind them. They have got the Chris Wood signing. There will be Boyd. And I think I've got another 1-0 away win. Sorry, 1-0 home win. Sorry,
1-0 home win.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Newcastle will win. I'm going 2-1 to Newcastle. I just think that they'll be buoyed. They'll be buoyed by that signing. And it ruins a relegation rival. It definitely does. Never thought he would be in the same team as Shelvey and Joe Linton. Neither did I. Niall, I think, is repeating my scores. I'm only joking, mate. 2-1 Newcastle. And going for 1-0 Watford. Very interesting. Newcastle 2, Watford 1. Lol Sebastian. Sebastian going for a 2-0 win to Newcastle. Newcastle 1, Watford 0. Going the same as Chris. Hella, I would not be too surprised if I ended 1-1, to be honest with you. Would not be too surprised. Ranieri only wanted a temporary winter job, so applied at Watford for short-term work. Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? Newcastle 2, Watford 0. Yeah, 2-0 Newcastle as well. And I think that's it for Newcastle Watford. Now, this is a very interesting game, I think. It is Norwich City, who are about to play West Ham this evening. They come up against Everton now. 1 win to Norwich, 1 draw and 3 wins to Everton. And the last meeting was a 1-0 win to Everton. Both of these sides going through the FA Cup, scraping through, has to be said. Norwich won by 1-0 against Charlton, and Everton won 3-2 after extra time as well. But not all's well with Everton. It does look like they're getting Anwar El Ghazi from Aston Villa, which is another weird signing. And Lucadinha is going the other way as well. What have you made of both sides this season? Because I have to say, you predict these teams at the start of the season, and I think Norwich City were one of the ones I said going down immediately because they're a yo-yo club, unfortunately.
They are, and I did a show earlier in the season. I just said, Norwich, why? I mean, what is the point of Norwich? They are literally filling a gap that another team could take.
Yep.
And I mean, look at Sheffield United, their first season. Look at Leeds, their first season. Even Leicester, our first season, when we came up, we were fighting. Norwich, they're just they don't back the man. I mean, changing the manager, how's that working out for them? It just isn't. Watford and Norwich are great examples about why you shouldn't change your manager.
No.
Norwich, I can say, just go down and get out the league and get a team up that's going to be fun to watch. Everton, I'm surprised. I mean, the Villa are definitely getting the better deal with that exchange of players.
Yes.
And I thought Rafa, it was a good move for Everton, to be honest with you. They have in the past splashed the cash with the different managers, and it hasn't worked out for them. We all know what Rafa can do, and he when he was at Newcastle, he took them down, but he brought them up again. But they haven't really spent, their only major signing was a Leicester City cast-off in Damari Gray, who shows exactly the same form that he did at Leicester, which was he plays 1 in every 5. The other 4 he just doesn't turn up for. I've actually written down here 0-0, and I think it is going to be
0-0.
A 0-0, yes.
0-0.
I'm so tempted to go. If it was anybody other than Everton, they'd obliterate Norwich. But Everton just, like we said, there's something wrong there. There's something. They would be. I mean, there's a few clubs that have taken sort of Leicester's place in the league, like battling out West Ham, battling for that top 6 place, Brighton, Palace. And I thought Everton, they should have been one of those teams, and they haven't. And if a manager of Benitez quality can't get a tune out of them, something is definitely wrong. And Norwich, I mean, they've scored 8 goals all season. Please, you know what I mean?
8 goals all season. Oh my gosh,
that's all they've scored. They've conceded 42. They've scored 8.
Oh god.
In fairness, you'd look at that and you'd go, "Yeah, Everton should be thing." But I just got a feeling they're just going to play out this dull, boring 0-0. Yeah, and no, it's Everton aren't safe. They're looking over their shoulder.
No,
and I think nerves will play a big part. But yeah, I'm going to stick with 0-0.
Yeah, I've actually gone 2-1 Everton, but I'm not confident with this prediction at all. James Dunlop, big Everton fan, of course. My prediction for our game won't shock me if this happens. Norwich 2, Everton 1. I honestly cannot see where the next win is coming. More protests have been planned for the next home match, I've heard. Wow.
Whoa.
Jeez. 2-1 Everton, 6 points at the bottom, says Ant. 2-1 Norwich, says Sebastian Pukki to score. Norwich 0, Everton 1. 1-1 draw, says Niall. Oh my gosh. I've heard that Rafa Benitez has turned down El Ghazi 3 times already, but our clown of an owner has been pushing the deal to be done.
That doesn't sound good, does it?
I have no words. Oh my gosh.
Norwich is Todd Cantwell is supposed to be leaving.
Yeah, I heard
including Leicester,
Newcastle.
Allegedly. Yeah. Well, probably.
Leicester.
Well, we haven't got the money, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think that'd be another good move by Newcastle because I think he's a good player. But yeah, there we go.
Interesting.
Bye-bye,
1-1 says Reese. Norwich should have to win the championship 3 times again before they're allowed to play in the Premier. I imagine. I absolutely agree. I wish Lucas Digne all the best at Aston Villa. I think it's a cracking signing for Aston Villa. I don't rate Targett. I think Targett is a good enough player, but Digne is levels above Targett for sure. Norwich 1, Everton 1. Hi Hella, hi Reese. Everyone's saying hello to Hella. The problem Benitez has got is that he'll never get the fans to fully back him. I do think he needs to go, but Farhad Moshiri is the biggest problem. It doesn't help when you've got a friend of Jim White on Talk Shite, is what I call it, and basically he's his friend, so he doesn't actually come out and say naff all, basically. Naff all about them. Anyway, hi now, I hope you're good as well. Doing well, Reese, hope you're good as self as well. Now we have a game where this is a tricky one to call, I think, because Wolves don't score many. Southampton are hit and miss. I mean, they did very, very well last night, 1-4-1 against Brentford. But they play Wolves at the weekend. 3 wins to Wolves and 2 draws. The last meeting was a 1-1 draw. I mean, Wolves came through a really impressive 3-0 victory over a very impressive 3-0 win over Sheffield United. Southampton managed to win 3-2 against Swansea, I think it was, in the FA Cup. But I look at this game, Chris, and I don't know about you, but this game looks like it could be 1-0, 1-1, or 1-0 the other way. I honestly could not call this game. I don't think there's going to be many goals, but what are you going for in this one?
Wolves... They're doing better than I thought they would do, in fairness. I thought when they got rid of the manager at the start of the season, or he left, whichever way you want to look at it, I thought that they were such a perfect match, and I thought they were going to struggle. But, this large guy's come in and, he's got them ticking away. They're in 8th. Southampton, I thought they were worse than this. They're actually sat in 11th. I don't know. Is Southampton's season over already? There's looking at Southampton. They shouldn't go down. They're not good enough to sort of get into a European place. I think Wolves are going to want it that little bit more. Like you say, it could go either way. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Will Southampton score? That's the question, though, isn't it? They've got 24 goals. I mean, Wolves have only got 14 goals this season.
I think most of that has been the fact that Jose Sa has been very good in goal, and they're very good defensively. Wolves as well. Funnily enough, just if this helps you, I've gone 1-0 Wolves because I think Wolves will be able to keep Southampton out. I'm going for a home win. Going 1-0 Wolves.
For me, it's Southampton. They're just such a wild card. It's at Wolves, and that's going to help. I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1 to Southampton.
2-1. Yeah, no, to Wolves.
To Wolves.
Yeah.
I think, as we say, it could go either way. Let's see what some of you are saying. 1-0 Southampton. Wow. When I did say it could go either way, Ant thinks it's going the other way.
I think Ant's been drinking. Have you been drinking, Ant? I think you have. With some of the predictions he's putting up.
Definitely. 2-1 Wolves, says Sebastian. 1-0 Southampton, says Niall. Wow. 2-1 Wolves. Hell, if there's 5 goals between Wolves and Southampton, honestly, I think me and Chris will probably buy you a drink. Like, I do not see 5 goals between these two, but you never know. You never know. James Dunlop is going for a 1-0 win to Wolves. Reece Wood's going for 2-1, as is Elevator and Escalator fan. Leicester just terminated Benkovic's contract. Yeah, I saw that. Is he away to Italy?
That's news to me, to be honest with you. But then I was asleep for a couple of hours before I came on here, so I missed everything. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you look at this, is a guy that Brendan Rodgers had up in at Celtic for 2 seasons. He won a treble up there. He was pretty much a starter for every game, and yet that manager then comes down to Benkovic's home club and never picks him.
Yeah.
You got to say what's going on. On Saturday, like I say, we had all those under 23s and academy players in the squad. We had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. We couldn't fill the bench. We were 2 or 3 short of filling the bench, and still Benkovic is not on the bench. He's nowhere to be seen. And when you look at the problems we've got with defence this year, we can't even pick him. Then he must be goddamn awful. And I'm sorry, I wish him all the best. But I'm not surprised. And we need people. We're paying him to literally. We weren't even paying him to warm the bench because he wasn't even making it to the bench. So a better money saved. I think unfortunately he's one of those players. We had a similar one, Kaputska, who. We bought in a young guy that we thought had played well in the Euros and never did it. So wish him all the best. It just hasn't worked out for him. Let's get his money off the wage bill.
Yeah, definitely. Hold Elevator and Escalator fan. He's going for 2-1 Wolves. Here's a good question: is Jose Sa worthy contender for signing of the season? I think based on the clean sheets for Wolves, and I think the fact that you've come in to replace a very good goalkeeper, I think we have to both agree, in Rui Patricio, I think he's been very, very good. I think his handling is very, very good, and his distribution isn't bad either. Him up against Ramsdale. Ooh. To be fair, there's been a few good signings, you would have to say. How many games have Wolves drawn 0-0? Quite a few. Quite a few, to be honest. Southampton did smash Brentford 4-1, so don't write them off. No, absolutely not. He was good at Celtic, to be fair, says Niall. 1-0 Southampton. Southampton is a team that never quits, and they'll take with them loads of confidence from scoring 4 last night. Yeah, they were absolutely amazing as well. So this game was played in the FA Cup, and Manchester United triumphed, but it is at Villa Park. It is Aston Villa against Manchester United. Now, 3 wins to United, 1 win to Villa, 1 draw. Villa won the previous fixture by 1-0 at Old Trafford, but Manchester United won the last meeting 3-1 at Villa Park. But signs like Digne, signs like Coutinho back in the Premier League, playing against Manchester United side, which, if I'm being honest, I think that win papers over the cracks. I have not been impressed with Manchester United as a neutral, and I'm not just saying that as a Liverpool fan. I don't think there's been any improvement. I think Ralph Rangnick has come in. He's obviously trying to get his ideas across, but you're winning games 1-0. I mean, that must say something. That must say something that it's the players that are at fault. There's players mutinying in Manchester United. I don't know if that's a word, but there's loads of mutiny in the dressing room. Ronaldo is wanting to be, I think. Oh, by the way, your Manchester United Twitter page is embarrassing. How many times have you said "sweet"? Like Manchester United used to be a proper club, a very, very good football team. Now they seem to be like to mid-table mediocrity. I'm sorry to say this, but Ed Woodward's going. You've got Richard Arnold taking over. Like, Richard Arnold was right beside Ed Woodward. So what's the point in that? And the fact is that Ralph Rangnick's probably going to move upstairs in 6 months. Manchester United should not be hiring an interim manager. They should not be hiring an interim manager. So with that basis being said, I think Villa will be buoyed by this. They were very unfortunate the other night. I think if they took their chances, I think Villa would have won that game. So I'm saying Villa to get revenge over Manchester United and make it a double. I can't remember the last time Villa did the double over Manchester United, but I'm going for 2-1 to Aston Villa. Chris, I've had my wee rant there. What do you make of this game?
You've summed everything up, to be honest with you. I mean, all bantering aside that we have with Man United have just they've got to look no further than Liverpool, to be honest with you, because how long did it take Liverpool, who I grew up knowing that Liverpool were the better team than Man United, both in Europe and in the UK. Man United were just playing catch-up all the time, and Liverpool were going and winning everything. And then it took them 30-odd years until they've come back. And then Man United are expected, we've been bad, and like Arsenal are the same, we've been bad for a few seasons, why aren't we back up there? It takes time, guys. You summed it up for me beautifully, and I said the same thing. What this says about Man United as a club is the bad thing, because any manager worth their salt should be prepared to walk barefoot over broken glass to take that Manchester United job. You shouldn't be, as you said, hiring interim managers. You want the manager, you're Man United, go and get them. I think that the mistake goes right back with Ollie, is that he came in after Mourinho, and there was only one thing he could do, which was improve it, because it was that bad. But he wasn't a Man United manager. But he came in as a temporary manager, turned it round amazingly, and got a load of wins, got them back up. And then before his temporary contract had expired, they gave him the full-time job. And then it all went tits up, excuse my French, because the form went out the window. But why give him that contract so early? Ronaldo, I think, was a big mistake for them. I don't know whether Ollie particularly wanted him or not, but I think it was a case of how can you imagine if the Man United fans knew he was available and he'd gone to City?
Yeah.
that you would have had riots on the street, and I think it was a signing made that we can't afford not to have him more than the fact that we want him, because he is causing trouble there. He is the big sulk, and it's not what you need when you're going through the troubles that Man United are going through at the moment. And they were very lucky the other night. Man United and VAR beat Aston Villa 1-0. This is a Villa win to me. As you say, Coutinho's come back. Be interesting to see how good he is, because obviously he was linked with us sort of virtually every window. Has he shot his bolt? Is he past his best? We'll find out. But a great signing for Villa. Villa were putting down a statement this window.
Mm-hmm.
They got Gerrard, and I was questioning how good he might be, but proving me wrong again. I'm going to go 2-1. Do I do 2-1? Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I think the same as yourself, because I think Man United will get a goal. But Man United are just sort it out,
Yeah.
The players apparently don't like Ralph or his methods or whatever. Well, get on with it. You're not there to like it. You're there to do what he tells you to do.
And apparently Harry Maguire's at the forefront of this as well. Like you're the captain of Manchester United, and you've probably had one of your worst seasons as a Manchester United player, and you're coming out and saying, like, the Harry Maguire is not the Harry Maguire that plays for England, right? The Harry Maguire that plays for Manchester United is beyond the realms of being completely and utterly shit. And the fact is, you came out after the Liverpool game and said, "Oh well, I'm the captain, so I can only do this interview." A Manchester United captain says that, and Roy Keane is absolutely right. Is like Harry Maguire should be doing his talking on the pitch and not talking the absolute dross and rubbish off it. Yeah. Manchester United are in a big mess, and top four.
I think if you're gonna come out and be at the forefront of the trouble, if he is, and say these things, you've got to make sure that you are indefensible, and he isn't, because he's saying he's having a really, really bad season. And I mean, there's rumours that at Leicester that our training is a bit heavier. I mean, was it for Fofana? I think when he came in, he was surprised at the intensity of the training at Leicester. We seem to be getting a lot of injuries that aren't on field, but you don't hear any of the Leicester players coming out. And our Leicester players, they've been accused in the past, with Ranieri going and then Puel, that they weren't behind the manager. But you don't hear any of that this time. So get on with it, Man United. You're playing for a big club. You're on fantastic wages. You I could just say, I just can't. You don't sack it. I just can't say. These are run these days. Football clubs are run by businessmen. Therefore, they're supposed to understand business. Now, somebody comes in where you work. You go and hand your notice in. You've probably got to give between 2 and 4 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
So they should be in the next day if that's happening. I say, right, we need. So if they are thinking, well, if he doesn't win this one in a couple of weeks, we might get rid of him. You should have somebody lined up, ready to come in.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do that in your business. You wouldn't sack your manager and then not get somebody in for 6 months. It's beyond me sometimes. But I'm sorry, Man United, at the moment you're getting what you deserve. And I think that is, what that says about your club is more than we could ever say.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, we have been ranting on a little bit, but I think it's nice to get that off our chest anyway. Centre-back George, we terminate a centre-back contract up the City. Niall going for 2-1 Manchester United. Dreading this one, says Hella. Villa 2, Manchester United 0. I feel a thrashing coming. 4-1. 4-1. Wow. 4-1 Villa. Wow, imagine that would be amazing. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 1. Villa Park will be electric this weekend with the signings Villa have made. It will give the whole place a lift. If Coutinho plays, I'm going 2-1 to Aston Villa. United used to beat teams 5-1. Now they're playing mid-table teams. 3-1 Villa with sick emojis, says Ant. Villa 2, Manchester United 3. 3-1 Villa, says Sebastian. I don't think Villa win is even an upset at this rate. United are going to be the underdogs every game. Ollie, what the midfield player, DM. I think a lot of the upset in the squad is due to Ollie's plans for his players were scrapped with Ronnie coming in. Just my theory. That's very interesting. The body language of the Manchester United players on Monday night was woeful. There's clearly something going on behind the scenes that we all do not know about. Hey, Doug, watching El Clasico right now, but I think Manchester United will win 2-1. Hello to Michael Talks Football. Maguire has been defrosted. Yeah. He certainly has. Oh, dear. And Ivory Coast game right now. I think Man United will scrape a win 2-1. Dave, Cedric, McFred, why? Lol. Yeah, I know, definitely. Villa 1, Manchester United 1. Varane, Lindelof, Jones, by Maguire. Man United centre-backs, they should get better centre-backs. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Varane, to be fair, Varane hasn't done too much wrong. He hasn't done too much wrong anyway. But we will move away from the despair of Manchester United and we will go to Sunday's games, where this game earlier in the season was an absolute classic. It was a 3-3 draw. Will we have a repeat this time? Liverpool against Brentford. 4 wins to Liverpool, 1 draw. In fact, the last meeting was a 4-0 win in the FA Cup, but that was way, way back in 1987. So I wasn't even born the last time Liverpool beat Brentford. But
cheers, mate.
But no Salah, no Mane, no Keita. Looking at, I mean, Jota's in very, very good form at the moment. We've got Arsenal in the cup coming up. Well, you would imagine it'll be going ahead. Brentford 4-1 defeat last night. Are you feeling a little bit scared for Brentford, or do you think they've just got enough to stay up?
I'd love them to stay up. I love when these, no disrespect, when these smaller teams come up and do well, and the big teams have to go down for a couple of seasons. Sheffield United. I just love it because I think that's how I still see Leicester in a way. They started off so well, and newly promoted teams can do that. I can remember Blackpool being sat at the top of the Premier League when they got promoted I think it was for a week, but they still did it. And they have gone off the boil, and that is the other thing. That said, if you'd given them, they're sat in 13th place. If you'd given them 13th place at the start of the season, they'd have bit your hand off. They are the team that I said out of the 3 that came up would stay up. Yeah, I think they had just too much. Liverpool, what happened last time you played in the league?
2-2 against Chelsea in the league, but 4-1 against Shrewsbury Town and the FA Cup.
It must have been the game before Chelsea that I was referring to then.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get that in. But honestly, you guys deserved it. You guys deserved that win the other night. And I've obviously, me and you have done reaction shows, and we've obviously done previews, etc. I said the better of the 2 teams won that night. You did. You absolutely dominated us from start to finish. Yeah. We just couldn't hit a barn door the other night, and if we'd played for 3 hours more, we probably wouldn't have scored.
I mean, anyway, no pun intended, but we dug in and got that.
Yeah.
But Jota is your saving grace, I think. Here,
yeah, he's been excellent.
And Brentford now, if this was being played the first half of the season, I think I could come up with a completely different prediction. But it's at Liverpool. Are you out of the title race now? You've only got a game in hand and you're sort of 11 points behind. We said earlier, is Chelsea out of it, therefore Liverpool out of it. Out of the last 5, your last 3 have been drawn, lost to us. Sorry about that. And drew with Chelsea. But you're going to have too much for Brentford, the Brentford of now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. I've gone
Yeah.
3-1. I think Brentford will nick one. I think Tony or someone like that. I think we'll definitely get a goal. Anyway, Dave says 2-0 to the Reds. Niall saying 3-0 to the Reds. Sebastian says 2-0 Liverpool, Jota and Firmino. That would be nice. Hella going for a very ambitious one, 2-2. Interesting.
Ooh.
I like your thinking that. Liverpool 3, Brentford 1. Sergio Lopez saying 2-0 to Liverpool. The lovely Maisie is in. Good evening, Maisie. How are you? Hope you are doing well. I'm glad you've just came in because you did miss my little rant. Actually, you've missed both me and Chris ranting about Manchester United.
I reckon she was in, but she just didn't want to say anything until we'd finished.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I know you've got your mid-season review coming up at 8:30, so that will be very, very interesting to watch. That's for sure. Liverpool 2, Brentford 0, says Shane. 4-0 Liverpool. I wouldn't be surprised. Is most of your squad not tested? Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to get into this. Honestly, it's just ridiculous what is happening right now. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think, is the one that's out at the moment. But I don't know what the team's going to be tomorrow. I do not know what the team is going to be against Arsenal tomorrow, and I don't know what the team will be on Sunday. It's just part and parcel of the way that this thing is going. Brentford impressed me this season, but no one should be losing 4-1 to Southampton. Yeah, that was a very, very shocking result. Anyway, so we will move on to the penultimate fixture. And again, these two met in the FA Cup. West Ham coming out 2-0 winners against Leeds United in the FA Cup. And it is 3 wins to West Ham and 2 wins to Leeds. Last result was that 2-0 win to West Ham. How impressive have you been with West Ham this season? Because a lot of people kind of expected them to kind of drop off a little bit with obviously having, Europa League. But I've been very, very impressed with them. But how disappointing have Leeds been?
Oh, I agree on both those counts. I mean, West Ham, first of all, I again showing what I know about football this season, when it is the weirdest of seasons. But I expected last season to have been a blimp for West Ham and them to be back down fighting relegation again. David Moyes has somehow got his mojo back. They've only got a very small squad. I know that's the worry for them. But any team that can break into that top, 5, 6 or whatever, and smash that glass ceiling, get my support every time. So West Ham, well done. Go for it. And I wish it was Leicester, but it's not. So, guys, I'm really pleased with West Ham. You're doing well in the Europa. You'll admit, as we did last season, you got an easy group. But, yeah, you're doing well, West Ham. And I hope you have, you make it through the rest of the season. Leeds.
Disappointing.
They're so disappointing. They're doing Sheffield United, but not quite as bad, are they? They had a good first season, struggling this season. They did beat Burnley, and you can do is beat the teams around you.
Yeah.
Are they safe? I mean, are there 3 teams worse than them? We're all presuming Newcastle are going to buy the way out of it, but we still got Norwich. We know are down. And I think Burnley and Watford will as well. So, but Leeds, and will they get rid of Bielsa? Or will they stick with him?
I mean, this is something I've been discussing with a lot of I've got a lot of friends. I've got one friend in particular who lives in Edinburgh. He is a Leeds fan. He goes home and away. He says that if Bielsa does go, he will walk away. He doesn't get sacked. He walks away from clubs. I think he did it famously at Lazio, walked out very, very early on. I think he did it at Marseille as well. So he has a tendency, and I think he left Bilbao the same way as well. So if Bielsa does go, it will be walking away. He won't get sacked.
I can say, I want them to stay up because I like to see, like I said, I'm not saying they're a small team or whatever, but it's a different team in the mix, And I say I've just been very, very surprised. I just don't know if he's got a plan B, and that's his problem. How they're going to play. You can set up against it, and that's been his problem this season. Nothing more than a West Ham win here. I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham.
3-0. I've got one better. I've gone 4-0. I think this is going to be an absolute drubbing.
Raising your thing up, man, and you've gone higher than I have. Yeah, and it is.
I think this is going to be an absolute drubbing. I think Leeds are going to get an absolute drubbing, and I am going to go 4-0. So let's see what some of you are saying. I'm the same, Douglas. It's gone mad. Yeah. West Ham 2, Leeds 0. West Ham 2, Leeds 0. I would love to see West Ham get top 4, as would I. Would be nice to see someone else get in for a change. West Ham 3, Leeds 1, says Hella. 3-0 West Ham, says Niall. Big up Maisie. I'm going West Ham 2, Leeds 0, just like the FA Cup in this fixture last season. As things stand at the moment, I give David Moyes manager of the season. Yep, I would as well. If West Ham get top 4, then he'll definitely win that. Hopefully.
He won't go, really. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. To sum up Leeds under Bielsa, they are too predictable. 100% agree. 100% agree. Never thought West Ham would be around the top 4 again like last season. No, and this is the thing. I think West Ham have done very, very well under David Moyes. And as Chris says, very, very small squad. Ben Rama's at the AFCON at the moment. Missed an absolute sitter for Algeria yesterday, but Algeria weren't great yesterday anyway. West Ham playing right now, still 0-0 though. Yeah, they are playing Norwich, aren't they? They are playing Norwich. Oh, yeah. So very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to Steve Lynix predicting this one. The final game on Sunday is the North London Derby. It is Tottenham against Arsenal. Don't be surprised when I say these. It is 2 wins apiece and 1 draw. Last meeting was a 2-0 win to Tottenham, but obviously Arsenal did win the previous fixture by 3-1. Tottenham almost embarrassed by Morecambe. Had to bring on the big guns, and they won 3-1 against Morecambe. Arsenal, they got beat by Nottingham Forest. Now, people say that I've got an agenda against Arsenal. I'm going to say this, hey, I've not got an agenda against anybody, but when Arsenal play so poorly, I will tell you that Arsenal will play so poorly. I could not believe how poorly Arsenal were against Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest deserved to win as well. And I know Nottingham Forest have got Leicester in the next round as well, and East Midlands Derby. I'm looking forward to that one. As I said, Steve Lynix does not like these clubs either. I mean, Tottenham finished 3rd in a 2-horse race anyway, as we all know. So, how do you see this one going?
First of all, thank you, Arsenal, for losing to Forest. We've not had a decent derby for years, so we were really looking forward to that. And it was an awful performance by Arsenal. I mean, they looked more washed out than the shirts did. And they were just absolutely... I watched that, and you could not tell who was the Premier League team and who was the Championship team. Well, you could, but you say it was the other way around. They are just... You keep thinking that Arsenal are getting there. They had a good run. I mean, they had awful start to the season. They were like worse. They're that BBC programme, weren't they? Pointless. But then they had a good run. They're up there now. They're sat in 4th. But you just don't. I hear. We all know Arsenal fans, and it's been funny, sort of taking the rip out of them. Apparently, they're in for Tillerman's this window. We'll see what happens with that. I can't see it myself. I think that's up there with they're after Maddison as well. But Spurs. It's a bit more difficult job for Conte at Tottenham. If you remember the last time these played earlier in the season, that first half of football, Arsenal were like Brazil. They were absolutely, and I mean the football club, not Alan Brazil off the radio. They were. It was amazing to watch. They absolutely took Spurs apart. I can understand. Like I say, I'm doing the prediction show at 9:00 after this, so I'm going to be interested to see what Steve does say about this one. It was like asking me who I wanted to win Coventry or Derby in the FA Cup. I've got to go Spurs simply on the back of that performance from Arsenal, and they've got Conte, and he'll. I just can't. I can't see past the Spurs. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs. I've gone 2-1. I'm being a little kind to Arsenal, but I don't see them winning. Funnily enough, I can't remember the last time they won at Spurs away. I've got a feeling it was the 13-14 season when Rosicky scored an absolute screamer, I think, in the first sort of 5 minutes, and then I think they grounded out a 1-0 win. That was probably Wenger's last season, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to go Spurs. I'm going to go Spurs. I'm going to go 2-1. So, guys, let's see what you guys are saying. Hella says 2-1 Arsenal. Interesting. 2-2 says Shane. Could end in a draw. I expect West Ham to win 4-0 against Norwich. Interesting. 2-1 Spurs, says Sebastian. James saying a 1-1 draw. 3-0 Arsenal at half-time, then it ends 3-3. Oh, imagine. Seem to remember they were 4-0 up against Newcastle and managed to draw 4-4. So it has happened.
You imagine the Arsenal fans if that happened. Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely. 1-0 Arsenal, says Niall. Very interesting. In my opinion, don't take your eyes off this game. Certainly won't. That's one of the ones I'll definitely be watching. Oh gosh. And then James comes and says, I honestly think this game will be a snooze fest. Chelsea have just gone ahead against Spurs, by the way. Antonio Rudiger has headed home. So Chelsea are now 3-0 up on aggregate. So Spurs needing 3 quick-fire goals. Otherwise, they are going to be out of the Carabao Cup. And Conte losing to his former side. So just to clarify, I have gone 1-1 between Brighton and Crystal Palace, 3-1 Manchester City against Chelsea, 2-0 to Leicester City against Burnley, 2-1 to Newcastle against Watford, 2-1 Everton against Norwich, 1-0 to Wolves against Southampton, 2-1 to Aston Villa against Manchester United, Liverpool to win 3-1 against Brentford, West Ham to beat Leeds by 4-0, and Tottenham to win 2-1 against Arsenal. Chris has gone 1-1, like myself. He's gone 2-1 to City, 1-0 to Leicester, 1-0 to Newcastle, 0-0 between Norwich City and Everton. To be fair, I would not be too surprised if that finished 0-0. 2-1 to Wolves, 2-1 to Villa, 2-0 Liverpool, 3-0 West Ham, and 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. Chris, it has been an absolute delight to have you on.
Thank you for having me on.
Channel. Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Just shout out your socials before you go.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at Leicester TID for Till I Die. So at Leicester TID, and on YouTube it's Leicester Till I Die TV. And I'm looking forward to having you back on mine. We're doing the review show on Monday nights, and you're going to be one of the co-hosts on that. So
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you very much for asking me. I really do appreciate it. Yes, I will be on your channel at 9:00 on Monday. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, I will definitely be sharing everything about that. And I can't wait to be a co-host. Cannot wait to be a co-host as well. And obviously, I know you've got your show at 9:00 as well.
Yeah.
And I must say, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Steve Lynex.
I'm going to say tune in if only for Steve Lynex.
Yeah, just for that Spurs Arsenal game.
Just tune in for the last 5 minutes, just to see him have a meltdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea in a strong position to go to the League Cup final. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, lads. Take care. See you all soon, guys. Thank you, James. Are you sticking with Man City? Yes, of course I am. Of course I am. It's the league. It's better. It's better anyway. Thank you, guys. Great to have the predictions show back. You're very, very welcome, Hella. Guys, if you have missed this, then please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1.6k, and we will see what happens on the weekend for these games. Brighton Palace, Spurs, Arsenal. A good week ahead for sure, and we shall see what happens. But until then, it is goodbye from both of us, and we will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.
Bye.